Good morning. Today I plan on finishing up the removal of the old cowls. If you watched the last video, it's been somewhat of a struggle, but I can't even imagine how much this would cost to get done at a shop, considering that I probably got, I want to say at least 12 hours into this right now just to get it taken out. So if you're interested in watching that, hopefully I'll get to the point where I can open up the new cowl and just lay it in there today and see how much I need to refabricate, since it had a lot of rust on that lip, and I'm not planning on replacing the firewall because that's just I just can't do it. So stick around. If you watched the last video, you saw where I finished up. I still had this little bit right here to go on the front of the cowl, and then I have the entire windshield channel to do. So and the reason I stopped was because my grinder disc flew apart. So anyways, I'm gonna finish this up right here, and then I'm gonna get on to this one, which probably won't be that much fun, but you know, it is what it is. I'll try and get through that today. And with the floor out, you can see a lot better. I mean, with the cowl out, you can see a lot better how bad the floor is and how rusty it got. So anyways, instead of yapping, I'm gonna get to work. So here we go. I don't know if that last bit recorded or not, but I got 3 sides done. And this is a disaster, so I'm gonna have to figure out a good way to replace all that. Luckily, I didn't destroy it removing the spot welds. Didn't even hit the rust too bad. But yeah, it's pretty shoddy. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll see how, because I guarantee you I'm not doing a firewall, or a whole firewall anyways, but maybe I can figure out how to just get some sheet metal and bend an angle. So now I'm gonna go to this windshield part, and again, this will all be on time lapse because it's pure excitement watching me grind. I know it is, but all right, the battery died on the time-lapse camera, but so this is how far I've gotten in about 40 minutes. Just grinding down the welds with an angle grinder, and then using my old chisel and hammer to take them out. As you can tell, it's rusty behind that too. Imagine that. But trying not to damage the metal underneath too badly. I got through it a little bit there, grinding the weld out, but overall, not too bad so far. So I'll just keep on working on it, and there we go. I'll give you another update when I get a little bit further. I want to start trying to get this out, so here we go. Well, I had a slight epiphany. I realized that the inner cowl is welded to the outer cowl, and then the only thing that's spot welded to the dash is the outer cowl. So I got that part off, and then I said, shit, man, I'll just use my plasma cutter and get the big stuff out of the way. So I'm gonna proceed on cutting some of this out so I got better angles to work on. So there we go. All right, I still have this section and the 2 ends left to do. I got a system, and hopefully you saw that, and I'll videotape it some this time. But what I do is I grind it down with the angle grinder, and then I use the chisel and the hammer and knock it off the spot weld. And as you can see, I'm doing pretty good in not marring up the dash metal. And then I just took my plasma cutter and zipped off the rest of it down there through the center, because it'll make it easier to get to the spot weld. So I'm gonna go set this up and videotape a little bit of me getting these off. All right, the first thing I do is I take the grinder and I grind through the spot weld rather than drilling it out, because I have a hard time stopping. So I usually go through the parent metal, and I don't want to do it this time. So you can see where the spot welds are because I haven't done anything. You can just see the indentations. So that's where I go and I start grinding. I want to show you something so you know when how to know if you've ground through all the way or not. This is what I look for. All right, right there, you can see that straight line right by my finger right there. That's the different levels of the metal. So when you're grinding and you start seeing that, that's where that spot weld is. You can tell that I've gotten through the metal over here, and you can see that I'm starting to get through that spot weld right there. So that's what I look for, and that's when I know to stop and get the chisel out. Once I get to that point, and I know that I've got paper thin metal, hopefully, then I get the chisel and hammer out and try and break through the rest of the weld. You see how easy that came through? And then bam, and then you know, I'll have to come back and weld down or grind down the spots, but at least I'm not going too overboard. So there you go. So the next spot weld's right there, and 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 then I'll be back to fighting with these ends. So I'm gonna turn the camera back off. I'm gonna knock the rest of these out, and then we'll go from there. I'm just gonna go back in here and show you how bad this rusted. But look at this. This is where I had all that Bondo on top, so they knew that it was rusting when they redid it whenever back in the day. But then they just cleaned it up and put some lipstick on the pig and said somebody else can deal with it later. So there we go. Let me go back to work. All right, I have success through probably 90%. Well, this isn't a success, but this is done. I didn't damage it taking it off. It was just damaged already. I still have the two windshield corners, this one and over there. So that's what I'm going to be working on now. But as you can see, I got the top portion off without damaging anything. I made a couple scratches, but it's better than drilling holes through the whole thing now. So there you go, success. For those that are wondering, so far I probably have 14 hours into getting this out altogether. I'm not a professional, but you see how difficult it is to do it correctly. Taking my time and not damaging anything more than it's already damaged, so that I can make a template or whatever I need to do to get these corrected. With that being said, I'll just go back to work and see if I can get these knocked out. All right, so I've been grinding on this, making sure I don't damage this piece, because that's not part of the cowl. And as you can see, this is brazed at the factory, and I'm trying to get this last piece up, but as you can tell, it rusted. There's a hole somewhere I saw. Maybe I'm hallucinating, but anyways, it's I'm gonna try and save as much of that as I can. So there's what I got off, and let me go back to work. All right, so still got some brazing in there, but I didn't demolish this piece. So we're clear all the way over to that one. So I'm gonna go do that one now, and then we'll be pretty much done for today. All right, so I got this off. As you can tell, this is gonna need some work. And then I got everything else off, and I found another ugly spot. So I got it off, but I'm gonna have to do something there. Holy Jesus. I'm gonna have to do something there. Also, somewhere in here, there's a rust spot through the dash, but you can look at all the rust. It's like it flooded in here or something. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't want to change the dash out. Find the dash, replace the dash, all that good shit. So I guess I'll shop vac all this out once I get going. So I'm gonna do one last thing. I'm gonna go unbox the cowl, and then we'll just slap it in here and see how she fits. So stick around. All right, so you can watch me take the cowl out. Now I'm gonna unbox the cowl I got from National Parts Depot, see how it looks. Then we'll try and lay it in there and see if it fits. It should. Can't tell, it's hot out. Receipt, invoice, whatever. Here we go. The excitement builds. Hopefully it's not ding, dent it, whatever. It's nice looking. Look at that. It's got a little bit of a dent. I can knock that out. I'm sure that's just from transportation, but look at that sucker. That looks a-okay. So, anyways, it's the whole kit and caboodle right there. And I guess I can lay it in there, and I can make the bottom plate that I got to replace off of this, but I'm pumped. So there you go. I'm gonna pause it and put this on there just to see what it looks like, and then we'll call it a day. I'm gonna go set the bottom in there, see if I cut out enough shit. I think I did, but we'll know in a second. We will know in a second. Something's not right. Oh, let's see what I got hanging it up on this side. I just gotta clean up some stuff that's still hanging, but yeah, it's up a little bit, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? So this side fits pretty good. That side, I didn't get all the window corner of the window out, so I got to work on that a little bit more next time, but looks like it fits. All right, so there you have it. I took about 3 full days to get the old one out so that I could at least set this on here. You know, it's not that it's a big job. It's not technically difficult, so You know, I don't know what a shop would charge, but I can't imagine you being able to do this for less than $2,000. So, you know, anyways, I appreciate everybody that watches. If you like this series of videos, please subscribe and hit the bell so you see when the next one comes out. As always, I greatly appreciate everybody that's watching, subscribing, sharing, liking. Just keep it up. I know you'll do what you think is best, but I really appreciate it, and it definitely helps me keep going on. So again, thank you everybody, and have a great day.